All right, let's get started. So, first of all, can you all hear me? You should be able to. Can you do thumbs up? Yeah, you can do thumbs up. Give it a little thumbs up if you can hear me. The sound's all good. And I'm also going to share my screen just for a little bit of. Awesome. Cool. All right, thank you. Let me just bring up the. Let's get this bar over here. There we go. So I can see the chat. Fantastic. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Benay. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so hello and welcome to our webinar / workshop. So today we're going to be talking about the 4 steps to making high quality SEO content. We're going to be showing you an app called ContextMinds and showing you what you can do with it and how to use it. So the goal for this webinar is for you to come away with an idea of the tools which are at your disposal and how to use them effectively to help you research, organize, brainstorm, and draft your content or your overall content strategy, whatever it may be. So we're going to go through some of the just basic SEO theory, where you should already know a fair bit, so we'll just go through the basics. We'll show you the app, the features, walk through how it's used, and have a go at creating some examples together. And at the end, we will have a Q&A where we'll open the floor to all of your questions. But in the meantime, if you do have any questions, you can put them in the chat and Mark will be on hand to answer them. So first of all, let's introduce ourselves. So first of all, you've got myself. I'm Jack. I'm your host for this webinar. Like many of you here, I'm a freelance writer, and over the years I've worked for various clients, including Dot Squares, etc., and many more. I'm also a teacher and a coach, so I'm here today to guide you through this little journey. And who's the founder of ContextMinds. He's got a PhD in knowledge graphs and visualization, so he knows all things visual organization and research. So he's your man if you've got any questions. So if you type any questions into the chat, he'll be on hand to answer them for you. So let's get started. So we all sort of know about SEO and how it works, and in your roles you'll be making all sorts of content. So what is content? So content might be blogs, it might be videos, it might be emails, website content, social media, and so on. But they all have the same goals. They're all trying to, one second, I'm just going to add a spotlight so it makes it look cool. There we go, so you can see that. So they're all trying to attract potential customers, build a brand, or do some kind of call to action, whether that's buying a product, signing up for a service, or any kind of interaction. So all content, no matter what format it is going to have the same goal. So in order to achieve that goal and make sure our content is effective, we want to ensure we do a thorough job of preparing and planning through the following components. So we want to be looking at these 4 steps: research, organization, brainstorming, and, well, drafting. And whether that's drafting your structure or your strategy, it all comes under the same umbrella. You need these 4 components to make sure your content has a solid foundation. So they're the crucial components to creating content which performs well in search engine rankings. So we'll go through these 4 steps. So research, that's finding out what content to publish, how and when to do it. So that's narrowing down and researching your audience. So you'll be researching keywords and topics, for example. I'm just going to make this bigger. There we go. Researching different keywords and topics, which ones are popular. You'll be organizing your ideas. So that's your second step. You want to take all the research, organize it, and bring together your ideas and keep your content focused in the right area. Third step, you're brainstorming and linking topic ideas. So once you've organized everything, you want to link everything together, come up with ideas, and that's where your creativity can really flourish. And then your fourth step is where you're going to be drafting your structure and your outline, whether that's drafting an individual piece of content or your whole strategy if you've got a wider content strategy. So this is where something like ContextMinds comes in. So you've got 4 steps in one app, okay? And it combines the research and idea organization with not just the ability to do all those, it adds the AI of it as well. And it's like an AI brainstorming partner essentially, which helps you generate keywords, topic ideas, and much more. And we'll go into all of that in a moment, and we'll take a look at the app. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you a live demo, show you the different features of the app, and give you an idea of what you can do. So remember, it's all these 4 steps that we good content, and we can do it pretty much within one app. So if you go into the website for the first time, it will look like this. Hopefully you can still see the screen. You would click try it for free, and that would take you to this. Okay, so let's take a look at that. So if we're starting a new piece of content, we would want to start a new map. So we click new map. Now, this could be about anything we want. Has anyone got an idea, something we can make a bit of content out of? If we can put in the chat, burnout. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that could be a good one. Let's see. So I can title that as burnout. Thank you, Colleen. That's a good suggestion. And we can maybe make some content out of that. Wedding tips. We might do more than one. So when you're making this, you can set it as private or not, and that just means that whether it's shared with the wider community as a whole. And we'll show you how you can search for other people's maps later on. We'll leave this as public. So so this is public, and we'll create, and that opens up the app. The app is quick, my internet is slow. Okay, so already the different features we've got of the app. So first of all, we've got this main section here. This is the whiteboard. Okay, this is where all ideas will go onto, and where we'll be able to visualize all the information we have. Down here, we have related concepts. So this is where the AI will continuously generate suggested ideas, keywords, and topics as we go along. And on the right, we've got concept details. This will tell us information when we click on something, such as how popular keywords are, any existing text and information on topics that we can use. So because we've put the title as burnout, it's already coming up with some different things. Now, I think with the AI, it is coming up with some suggestions. We've got some things about burnout video game, but then we've also got the things we're looking for, which is sort of work burnout. And I presume that's what you were wanting to write about, Colleen. You were wanting to write about sort of work burnout and not, a racing game. Although you could write an article about burnout the game, but you can see it gives you a little start. So now we can be a bit more specific. So what I can do is I can drag a topic in from here. If I want to, I could even now it's already coming up with more specific related concepts. So if I've got some of here, let's come back. I could select multiple. So if I press on Mac, it's so if I press multiple one of these, but somehow it does. Okay, right. So where were we? Yeah, we were looking at making something to do with burnout. So if we've got some questions, how to recover from burnout, how to recover from work burnout, we've got a few questions. What we can do is we can click this little filter button. Let me just get the sort of laser pointer back up. Here we go. So here there's a little filter button. If we click that, we can filter certain things. So if I think, okay, I've got enough questions, I just want some keywords, I can untick that. Should come up with just keywords. Maybe. Usually it does. Well, let's try and find some. To be honest, I mean, with this topic, there might not be that many short keywords. It's probably going to be a bit longer. So let's see. Well, let's look into one of these at the moment. So recover from burnout, for example. You can see the metrics here. So you've got the search volume, the ranking difficulty, total monthly clicks. So you can get an idea of which topics are more popular and which ones might be a bit more difficult to rank highly on SEO. So that's something you always want to consider. So this gives you some information about each one. So anything you click on, you can see they have a different search volume and ranking difficulty. Okay. So with this one, how to recover from burnout, we might need to come up with some more ideas about what we might include. So we might include, so if I think this is all about how, if I've got an idea, I can press this button and I'm going to put, why do people burn out? See what it comes up with. Maybe I need to rephrase it. Why does burnout happen? Maybe it's because I haven't got these on. Yeah, that'll be why. Aha. So why does burnout happen? So we can add something like that. So we've got a bit more. Now, if we're writing an article, or for example, you might end up linking these. So this might be one heading, and then that links into the next heading. And then how long will it take could be a subheading. So you could drag this in and organize it into here. So if we find out, okay, why does burnout happen? And we find some ideas about that, we could, we could organize that into there. So if we think stress, because it gives you a bit of an assistance as well. Sometimes, you can just add stuff what you already know. So stress, overworked. So all these things can go into here. So you can have a mix of sort of the AI and your own ideas going into there. Okay, so you can make links, you can group things, you can zoom out a little bit and sort of turn that into, eventually turn that into your overall structure. Okay, so then here, so how to recover, you can link these particular things. So we've got how to relieve stress. Now that would be a link to here. Okay, and that might be something in here. So you can see how you can come up with ideas, and it helps you in a sort of way that, even if you're on your own or whether you're in a team, you might brainstorm with other people and come up with different ideas for content. So that's sort of a short example of how you might, come up with things. So that now it's coming up with sort of, anxiety, stress relievers, way to relieve stress, all these kind of things. So you've got lots of different, overworked. We've already got that, but we can, find out more. So overworked, how can you tell when you're angle I hadn't considered? Okay, so this could be another angle that we go for in the piece of content. Okay, so you can sort of see how I'm going through it and coming up with things as I go. All right, because gave me a topic, and I'm told to go straight into it in the same way that a client might come to you as a freelancer and say, right, here's a topic you've never really written about, go and write about it. So you can use this to sort of really get you going and help you come up with ideas, because it just, it'll give you little things. It's almost like you're bouncing ideas off someone, but you're just bouncing it off, AI. So let's have a little look at some of the other things. I want to make sure I've covered all the sort of filters on here. So we've covered that you can filter out the different suggestions. We've covered in here where you've got more information. It tells you metrics, but also it can tell you some existing content and existing information. So here it gives you the definition of overwork. It's got different things. It talks about karoshi, which is the sort of overwork death in Japanese. So you could even have that as an angle about overworking and burnout in different cultures and different parts of the world and how it differs. So all of these things. So if that's interesting, I can pin that to the top, and that'll be up here. And then I can sort of add that. So if I click here, I can add that as a note. All right, so that'll be saved here. It might be hard to see on the screen share, but at the top right, so yeah, you can see there's a note that's saved on there. So you can save different notes. Okay. We've covered that. So you can pin different notes, you can add things on there. You can add your own ideas, like I've mentioned. If you press the green button, you can add your own ideas. And this doesn't have to be just your, what you're coming up with. It could be different comments. So you might just want to say, I like this idea. You add it, and you can almost use it like an annotation, and just link that. So even if you want to present it in a certain way, then that's what you can do. So you're using the AI, you're using the visual organizing power to help you come up with lots of potential content ideas. Okay, so hopefully that if we go back to the the 4 different things, almost all in one, we're researching, organizing, and brainstorming all at the same time. It allows us to do all those steps, and then when it comes to drafting and structuring, you can just move things around, make it kind of organized, right? And not only that, if you then want to present that information to stakeholders, so you've got a draft, you've got your ideas for content, you've got your ideas mapped down, we can share them. So if we press this share button, you can send a link directly to the map. So anyone with the link can explore the map in read-only mode without having to log in. So they can just move around the map and explore it. If they do log in, they can create their own copy, edit it, and send it back to you. So you can collaborate using the maps. You can just keep sending it to each other, adding ideas as you go along. So it can be a really good way to present your ideas. Not only that, if we press the gear button up here and we go to map actions, this tab here, we've got loads of different sharing options. So you can download it as text, you can create a copy, you can export it as a PNG image, as a PDF, as a vector. So however you want to do it, you could just illustrate your ideas in a pitch, in an email, in a strategy meeting on Zoom, however you want to do it. You can take this map, turn it into any of these formats, whatever format you need, and put that into your additional, wherever you need to put it, whether it's PowerPoint or on Slack or on, any platform you're using. Okay, so these maps also get saved, so you can see that they're automatically saving. So any ideas you come up with, you can go back and find them again and reuse any content ideas. So, if you go back, it's like, oh yeah, there was that thing I did on lacrosse, for example. It should come up. It's like, oh yeah, I remember I did that thing, and I can go back to that and go back to the ideas that I found. So, it's a good way of keeping all your notes as well. So, whether I'm doing SEO or health and fitness, if I have to do another article about that, there might be some ideas on there that I haven't used or that I can reuse. So it's a really good way of as well. Now you can also collaborate with the entire community. So when I mentioned earlier about private or public maps, at the top here you can search. So you can search for public maps. So if, for example, we are looking at what Mike said earlier, weddings. Let's see if anyone's done anything about weddings. So let's see if anyone, I don't think anyone's made a map about weddings yet. Interesting. All right, we'll go SEO. Someone's definitely, yeah, here we go. So there's already lots of different maps about SEO. So we can open someone else's map, see what they've done. Okay, clearly not much. But you can, wherever people are, there's going to be plenty of examples of other people's maps. So you can, see how other people use it, get ideas from other people, and collaborate as a community. So I think I have covered all the features of the app. I'll just close these. I'm going to go back into this one, just make sure I have covered everything. We've got private map properties, or you can also set the target country. So if, for example, you're in the US and you want your keywords to be US relevant, you can select that, or any of the countries here in terms of the sort of language zone. So it says only English-speaking countries are fully supported at the moment, but that's also a work in progress. There's a whole roadmap of lots more features to come in. If you want to, you can turn that on, or you can draw the links as straight lines, because you can see at the moment they're curved. You can change that as well. And here you can also change the scopes. So I think those are all the features. Does anyone have any questions about the app, about SEO, about something they are wondering how anything works? If you can put them into the chat, or you put your hand up, we can let you talk, and you can talk to everyone.
Okay, question about.
Share my screen for a minute.
Okay, I see question about integrations with other apps. Yeah, you have had several requests. Integration, for example, with mind mapping apps, so that you can export what you create to, I don't know, MindMeister or any other mind mapping app. So that's a possibility, but it probably won't happen in the near future. But I think some such ideas are already on the roadmap. Maybe I can again share the.
Yeah, you've got a link to the roadmap, haven't you?
Yeah, let me just type it in. Hope it's the correct one.
Yeah. Nice.
And I see. Yeah. A question from Mark about whether notes can be linked to other notes, like Zettel Custom. So what you can do is link the concepts together, which is okay. Let me try another example. I'll share the screen again, and okay, let's see. For example, here I have some map on meditation, and okay, let's. So let's say that I would include a topic on how me personally meditate. So, okay, meditate. Just an example of my own topic, not used from the suggestion. I created here, and I would link it to meditation, and I can also add some notes. So I would say close my eyes and so on. You can probably imagine. I would add this note here, and I can get to this. So here is the link between my own note and the topic of meditation. So now when I'm in another map, and I would again start reading something about meditation. And okay, and I put the topic here, and then this would be the moment to use this filter and to ask for topics treated by me, only by me. And okay, what should okay, I have a lot of a lot of things already treated on meditation, so it can okay, I here I get the notes that I just treated in the other map. So I can consider I think Jack also shown this, that I can see the concepts or the topics also as my personal notes, and I can then find them like this, like asking for my personally created concepts. And if I add it here, I will also get the node that I created in the other map in the suggestions here. That's the internal knowledge base. This might be a bit complicated at the first sight, but if you start using the tool and create a few maps, you'll start seeing your own concepts, or we call them concepts. It can be a topic, it can be a node, it can be a keyword. So you start seeing your own concepts here in the suggestions, and you will get it once it happens to you. Okay, but try to ask more if it's not clear.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
Mike asked about creating folders. Do you mean like the subtopic? What do you mean by that, Mike? When you're creating folders, like folders of maps or just folders of topics? Because there's sort of the groups of topics where you can group things up, and then you can click on the group, and that brings up topics of that group.
Yeah, you can group topics like this, and you can do subtopics like this, and you can have as many sublevels as you like. Okay, so here I have health and hatha yoga as subtopics of yoga, and physical fitness as a subtopic of hatha yoga. Leaving aside whether it makes sense, it's just to see how it works. So I don't know whether it's what you meant or not. Maybe another thing is, if you want to just organize the maps, you can use tags like here. Basically, it works in a similar way as folders. When you are creating a map, you can add a tag and then filter by the tag. We are also working on what we call a workspace for a collaboration of multiple users, where we actually have shared folders that work exactly like classic folders in a Google Drive or just Windows File Explorer. And yeah, that these are, but that's still in development.
Cool.
So Mike, let me know if these are the folders that you are looking for or not. Meanwhile, okay, seems I got it. And yeah, Mike also mentioned this other portal we have where you can sign up for several e-courses, which are basically pre-recorded lectures, mostly by me. So I admit they could be a little bit better, but you can find probably some information there. Mainly, if you are more into concept mapping, which is a technique similar to mind mapping, but I could say more advanced in some ways. So if you are interested in that, then definitely you can try this. There is also an e-course specifically for using concept mapping for content writing, and I think there are examples of several use cases, like how you can brainstorm your own outline. So we have seen something like this, and there are specific parts showing example of how you can use concept maps when you're doing topic research or when you are note taking, and also about creating knowledge base. So that would be taking use of this interlinking of your own notes in different maps. So if you're interested in that, you can try going through this e-course. It also encourages you to create your own concept map. And if you do so, then I will get the result and I can get you some feedback there. I created this courses like half a year ago. So they might be a little bit outdated in terms of features, but they are more focused on the theory, on how to use concept mapping, which is basically tool independent technique like mind mapping. You can use any tool you like for mind mapping. So it's the same with concept mapping, and so it doesn't matter that much that I'm showing it on a bit outdated version of ContextMinds. Okay, let me check other questions. Yeah, I don't advertise these courses that much because I'm still on my to-do list to improve them, to maybe record something new or edit what's already there. But still, the information there is useful. So if you doesn't mind about they're not being so perfect, the lectures, then you definitely can check them out. Collaboration.
More kind of question about project management and using ContextMinds for project management. So you wouldn't be able to use it to actually manage the project, but you could definitely use it in collaboration with something else. So if, for example, you were using Monday and you've got a task on a board, you could link the map to that task or link the map to that board. So when people are coming up with ideas, or in the initial stage where you're coming up with ideas for the project, you could definitely use it to help you visualize your ideas. And then you could either export it or link the map to where that project's actually being managed. So it's actually a good tool to use in conjunction with other things. It's not going to do absolutely everything, but in terms of the brainstorming and visualization and organizing your ideas, and coming up with a structure, it would definitely help.
Maybe to show you some real life examples. How I use ContextMinds also for, I could say, project management. Again, mainly for the brainstorming or idea gathering or requirement gathering phase in the beginning, where I need to basically do a brain dump, make a list of all things that needs to be done, and then do a bit of organization and an explanation. But then to track the tasks, like in Trello, I would use Trello or other to-do or task management app. ContextMinds don't do that yet, but as Jack said, you can create a task in some other app and then link, insert a link which leads to the map. So, for example, here, okay, this is some kind of planning about how we implement code stacking in ContextMinds. So if you buy codes on AppSumo, now you can buy just one and get some not so high limits. If you want to increase the limits, soon you will be able to buy more codes. And this is some kind of brain dump of what needs to be done so that we can implement the code stacking. So just some free form mind mapping combined with making lists and making connections, like in concept mapping. So you can do something like this and then just send it to others on Slack, or so as a starting point for a discussion, or for making a more precise description in other project management app. Okay. Maybe I'm speaking too long. Maybe there are some other questions. Yeah, you can basically create a Kanban board in ContextMinds and then track things there. But maybe I would use an app that's designed specifically for a Kanban or other method. Yeah. Question about whether the code stacking will be available. So I hope that tomorrow we'll update the app to the version that enables code stacking, and then another step will be asking AppSumo to update the listing so that you can buy more codes there. So it will then take, I don't know, a day or two. So I hope by the end of the week or in the next week, but I don't want to make false promises. So, but it shouldn't take more than a few days before the code stacking is enabled. When we add more topics on someone else's map, can we copy it to our own map or rename for our own use and share? Yeah, exactly. So if you open a link that someone sends you, a link to another map of somebody else, you can do exactly that. So you can edit it, then click save, and what happens is a copy of that map is created, and it's basically like if you're open a Word document that someone else sent you by email, and you click save a copy and then continue editing it, you can then send it back again by email or Slack or so. So you can do this. like this. Yeah, I see Jack already. Okay, thanks. Already answered that. Okay.
Covered everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Visualization. Yeah, that's what I mean. The visualization side is really cool. How you can, all the little bubbles and different things you can do with it is really good. Yeah, that's a good point, Morg. So yeah, thank you everyone for your time and all your questions. If you do still have any questions later on, you can get in touch by email, which is info@contextminds.com. On the website as well, there's a little help button with some FAQs and a contact form, and you can contact through there. And yeah, we hope you've enjoyed this little webinar/workshop, and it's given you some really good ideas on how to create some awesome SEO content. So thank you everyone, and hopefully you can go straight to ContextMinds and start trying out yourself and see what you can do with it if you haven't already. And thank you everyone for coming.